Life often feels like a storm we can't control. You try to fix things, plan ahead, prepare for every situation, but somehow life still slips through your fingers. You lie awake at night, wondering, what if this doesn't work out? What if I fail again? What if everything falls apart? And yet, in those quiet moments of fear and doubt, life has a strange way of whispering back, trust me, I know what I'm doing. Today, I want to share something timeless, something taught centuries ago by one of the world's sharpest minds, Niccolò Machiavelli. But not the cold, political Machiavelli you've heard about, not the manipulative strategist. This time, it's about the Machiavelli who understood life, fear, and control. Because in his philosophy hides a simple truth: when you stop worrying, everything starts working out. Machiavelli once said, "Never was anything great achieved without danger." He didn't mean we should love danger. He meant we should stop fearing it. Most people live their lives like prisoners of worry. They plan every step, analyze every outcome, and think that by worrying, they are being responsible. But worry is not responsibility. Worry is fear dressed as control. When you constantly think, what if it goes wrong? You close the doors through which opportunity could have entered. Machiavelli believed that fortune favors the bold, that the world bends not for those who fear it, but for those who face it. Think about this. How many times have you worried about something only to later realize it was never that serious? The exam you thought you'd fail, but passed. The breakup you thought you'd never heal from, yet here you are. The job you thought you'd lose, but it led you to something better. Your entire past is proof that worrying never fixed anything. And yet, we still do it every single day, because we believe worry equals preparation. We think, if I stop worrying, I'll stop caring. But that's not true. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you start trusting. Machiavelli observed the world as a game of action and consequence. He noticed that the most successful people were not the smartest, but the most decisive. They didn't wait for perfect plans. They didn't fear making mistakes. They just acted. And action creates motion. Motion creates direction. And direction, slowly, creates the outcome you dreamed of. You don't need to know everything before you begin. You just need to begin. Stop trying to control life like a chessboard. Because life is not chess, it's a river. You can either stand there trying to stop it, or flow with it, learning as you go. Machiavelli once wrote about virtue, a word that means power of the self. It's about using your strength, your courage, your skill to shape your destiny without being frozen by fear. He believed that fortune, which he called fortuna, favors those who dare to move when others freeze. So, when you stop worrying, you're not being careless. You're allowing fortune, the flow of life, to finally meet you halfway. You see, worry keeps your mind busy but your life still. It tricks you into thinking you're doing something useful, but you're not moving. You're running in circles, mentally exhausted, emotionally drained, and life waits. It waits for you to stop resisting. When you stop worrying, you start seeing things clearly. You realize maybe that rejection wasn't punishment. It was protection. Maybe the closed door wasn't failure. It was redirection. Maybe you didn't lose anything. You were just being guided. Let me tell you a short story. A farmer once planted seeds in his field. Every day he worried, what if it rains too much? What if the sun burns the crops? He lost sleep, pacing around the soil, checking the sky, begging for control. His neighbor, another farmer, planted the same seeds but slept peacefully every night. Months later, both fields grew. One farmer was exhausted, the other calm, the same harvest. Different peace. Worry didn't change the result. It only stole his peace of mind. And that's exactly what Machiavelli teaches us. You can't control fortune, but you can control your response. You can't control the weather. You can't control people's actions. You can't control every outcome, but you can control what you think, how you react, and whether you keep moving or stop. When you replace worry with action, fear turns into power. When you replace fear with faith, confusion turns into clarity. And when you stop worrying about how, you start feeling grateful for now. Machiavelli taught that leadership begins in the mind. If a leader worries too much, the kingdom falls into chaos. But when a leader stays calm, Even during disaster, the people follow with strength. Now, you may not be ruling a kingdom, but you're ruling something far greater, your mind. So be the ruler your mind deserves. Don't let worry overthrow your peace. When chaos hits, stay centered. When doubt grows, remind yourself you've faced worse before, and you survived. That's not luck, that's virtue. Life is not asking you to be perfect. It's asking you to show up, to take the step even when you can't see the staircase, to trust that every delay has a reason, to believe that even silence is part of the music, because everything, the pain, the loss, the waiting, is shaping you for something you can't yet see. When you stop worrying, you start noticing signs, little moments that remind you life is helping you, not hurting you. You meet the right people. Opportunities appear from nowhere. Problems solve themselves, because now your mind is open, not occupied by fear. Take a deep breath. You don't need to have it all figured out today. You just need to take one small step and trust that life will meet you with the next. Remember what Machiavelli said, "It is better to act and repent than not to act and regret." So act and stop letting worry make your choices. Action builds confidence. Confidence builds peace. And peace builds everything else. There will come a day when you'll look back and smile at all the things you once worried about. You'll realize how everything, even the painful moments, were working together for your growth. That breakup taught you self-worth. That failure taught you patience. That silence taught you to listen to your own heart. Everything that once scared you was secretly preparing you. And when you understand that, you'll stop worrying. Because you'll know life never forgets to reward the brave. So today, just breathe. Let go of control. And watch how life starts unfolding perfectly in your favor. Stop worrying and watch how everything starts working out. Because it always does.